concerning the guy that I told you about that was sleeping inside the bus, I told you the guy was not disciplined enough, which would have made him have a choice that when he gets home he can sleep. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with the fact that you always have a choice. Is true. I don't agree. I think that's not. There are times where parents will determine the course that their children will study in school because they are the one paying. Because they are the one paying the fees. That's where it comes in. Power dynamics. This person is stronger than this one. So this person makes the decision for this one.
Okay, now you are saying
And that person obviously did not have an option. You do not have a choice. Even if you have options, you cannot make the choice.
no. I won't agree with that. Having limited choice doesn't mean you don't have a choice.
Life somehow has a way of making people like Morrison feel like
Not
what
only
they
me
are
now,
saying
no. Not
is
only me.
true.
No, it's not only me. Other people that have experienced it too.
Experience was so we're talking about something. Morrison, I met Morrison in a very amusing mood when I got to the studio, and he was telling me about someone that was sleeping in the vehicle. And just almost at the same time, I saw a post
You just saw a post exactly what just
that
happened
related
to
to
me.
it. But then I don't think that sleeping, Morrison feels that sleeping in the vehicle is indiscipline. But I don't think the same way.
It is because I think there's a quote that says discipline is freedom. Because without discipline, you can't control your habit.
So, sleeping in a vehicle may or may be indiscipline, but at the same time, it may just be someone that has been stressed, someone that maybe was coming
No,
from night
no.
shift.
What I just explained, let me just tell you guys, coming from home now to my office, how could you just imagine someone sleeping inside the bus just a short distance and he almost forgot his destination? What do you think?
Are you
Is that
coming? Are you
discipline?
coming from the person's destination?
It doesn't matter.
What if this person is coming from the hospital and the person has someone in the hospital and the person has not
It
slept?
doesn't look like
day?
somebody coming from a distressed
I am
place.
just saying
That's
that
your suggestion.
sometimes things don't look the way they are.
But he has to discipline himself. A matured man, a short distance.
Morrison, fine, you win. Okay.
You guys should
It has dude,
say something
Morrison.
about this now.
It has dude, Morrison.
Me,
Please,
dude.
please, you win.
Yeah,
I'm
of
not
course
going
I'm
to argue
dude.
with you because sometimes people do not have choice to control stuff like this.
As far as there's alternative, there's choice.
We'll talk about that later. Welcome to the Talk Your Mind podcast show, a show where we talk about our unfiltered opinions about things that are happening around us. No performance, no pretense, just honest conversations. My name is Lois Bello. I'm your host and I'm your guy's guy.
And I'm Morrison, your co-host for today.
If this is your first time joining us, you picked a very good episode to be a part of because today we're going somewhere. But if you've been here before, you know the vibes.
Yeah.
You know that we don't do surface level conversation on this show.
We don't. So if you are listening and watching, please join us. This episode will make you think.
While you're at it, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and share this post. If you have someone that you know they always have an opinion about everything, share this post to them because we need them in the comments.
All right, guys, make sure you watch this video to the end and talk your mind on the comments.
Because it is the Talk Your Mind Podcast. It's been a very busy and hectic week for me. I don't know about you, Morrison. How was it?
Very hectic and this past week there been different kind of news I can't tell. But anyway.
Oh, is it the news that made your week hectic, or you had a number of things to do that actually took your time?
Actually, things online. The social media of the thing now.
Oh, it's just online?
It's offline.
Okay.
Just like yes.
So what caught your attention this week? Because I think that quite a number of things caught my attention this week. But there's one I'll tell you, but I want to hear your own first. It's something catch your attention.
Why will you want to hear my own? Was it not ladies first? Please, ladies first.
No, I'm not going to tell you because I asked the question first. Did something catch your attention this week?
Actually, something did concerning my government here in those states. Sorry,
your government, please personalize it.
Oh, I'm personalizing it because it has involved our generation now that is coming up, the children. How could you just imagine taking children to the bridge and you said it's an excursion when we have museums, we have cultural places you can take them to for them because of we,
But you said whatever caught your attention, it has to do with our government. It's not government that took them to bridge now.
the school now
Uh-huh.
that will affect the children's knowledge now. Taking children to the bridge, is that an
How is it
excursion?
going to affect their knowledge? These children have never seen bridge in their life.
Oh, that's what you are trying
Did
to
you know
say.
here when some of the kids said, "I've never seen flyover in my life," and
Just because of the mindset of the government now. See what they are putting our children,
he
the
said it.
leaders of
He
tomorrow.
said the message of the government. Okay, it actually. I was livid when I saw that post. I was very livid because um I was not angry about the children that went to the bridge. Obviously, these children have not seen things, but it hurt me because it's the level of exposure that these children have is what they've been able to, is what they have been exposed to. If they've been exposed to better, they won't be happy that they are seeing a flyover for the first time.
Do you know that those bridges are supposed to be basic amenities you're supposed to have in a state?
Yes, I agree with you because our government have continuously given us below the bar that when we see anything that is a little different from what we are used to, it's now like luxury. So if you have light for 22 hours or 24 hours, it's like luxury. So people use it to sell apartment rent. So if you want to rent an apartment in an area, they are selling it because they're telling you that
Yeah.
they have light too,
There
they
is
have
light in
22
this
hours
area,
light too.
yes.
If you stay in an area where you have accessible road, it's like luxury because most parts of the country you don't have accessible road. If you stay in somewhere where like the list just goes on, it's not like luxury.
Yeah.
It's so when something that so I feel like for the children it's not their fault. This thing feels like luxury because it's the first time they're being exposed to something like this.
Just imagine of which that children of other countries are into tech, building technology, building app. Now we are here.
It is what it is.
This is should
It
I
is
say this?
what
I
it
don't want to
is.
use the wrong word. What this
talking
is what
about
is saying.
luxury talking about luxury I think that sanity in this country is becoming luxury.
Yeah, tell me something.
I think that sanity in this country is becoming luxury. So this is a post that caught my attention this past week.
All right.
I'm a soft babe, but it constantly feels like Lagos goes out of its way to unveil the agbe in me. I
Back to
can
Lagos.
understand. But I will tell you people my own story another day. Today is about the story that I saw. See, so the response to that post is, see, I hate getting out of character. On Thursday, driver refused to drop me at my bus stop because he was avoiding LASMA. I was shouting. He kept speeding. Conductor said I should calm down. As how now? I brought out my phone cord. This is the part that really got me.
All right, Mo.
I brought out my phone cord and I wiped driver's head until he parked. You see what
Are
I'm
you
saying?
serious? Wow.
Sanity in this country has become
Has
lost. Like
become really lost.
you cannot really go out and enter public transport. First of all, going out, we sap you of your mental strength. Then you enter public transport. God, I beg go.
And I keep noticing that thing when most times it's common with ladies. When they want to enter the bus, they are always frowning. It's as if they shouldn't have just entered inside this bus.
What's there to smile about?
Public bus.
What's there to smile about? Especially when, see, let's just leave that conversation. We'll have that conversation another day. If any of these things that we've said caught your attention, we want to know what you think in the comments. Right now, let's get to what we are here for.
All right, Lois. Concerning the guy that I told you about that was sleeping inside the bus, I told you the guy was not disciplined enough, which would have made him have a choice that when he gets home he can sleep. What do you think about that? That everybody has a choice.
Okay, I think that discipline is not what I would have used in that point, in that place,
Mhm.
because you can be disciplined and there are situations where you're not in control or in charge of your body at the time. You're not in charge of your situation at the time. I gave an example where I asked you a question where I said, what if he's just coming from work and he had worked maybe night shift, or he's just coming from the hospital and he had not had to sleep for like 3 days because he has someone that's unwell. So I don't think that discipline is what I would have used if I were to say that, because um, even if he's disciplined, at the time he just may not have had the choice of staying up, not because he's not disciplined, but because at that time his body cannot take it. His body needed to rest. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would say for that.
But you're saying now that, are you telling me that choice and control, are they the same thing?
Before I'll answer that question, because what we're talking about is, people would say there are a lot of times that motivational speakers to tell you that you always have a choice. Even you, Morrison, you've said it time and again that you always
Yeah,
have a
yes,
choice.
you always have
We've
a
had
choice.
we've had to banter and say that that's not always the case, and you say no matter what, you always have a choice. So before I would answer that question, is you always have a choice actually true? I would like to tell a story.
Okay. Can we hear the
Two
story?
stories actually.
All right.
In January 2026 in Edo State, in Auchi to be
Yeah.
precise, Dr. Ibrahim and his brother were kidnapped in their own homes. And the kidnappers asked for 50 million naira ransom.
All right.
And this family had to do everything possible to get their brothers back. Husband, I think Dr. Ibrahim is married. Like, they had a choice of leaving them there to die or paying the ransom so that they can be released. I don't think that leaving them there to die is actually a usable choice, because that's what I would always say.
Okay.
Because I know that you tell me that anybody had a choice now. There's always a choice. No, the two choices. In fact, there are people that argue that paying ransom is actually increasing insecurity and aiding kidnapping, because if you don't pay ransom, these people will not thrive. The
Yeah.
business will not thrive because people think that is a business for them. So if you don't pay ransom, the business will not thrive. But you're human. You will not want to leave your loved ones in situations like this. People that have been in that situations,
Yeah.
they know what they've gone through. When people tell you their experiences, it's not something that you want someone there to you to experience. So in that situation, you won't tell me that the family had a choice. I don't know if someone would say that the family had a choice, because they had to pay to get their loved ones out. What's even more painful is that even after paying, one of the brothers was still killed.
Okay.
You get it? So I don't know. The family, I don't think that I would say they had a choice, because even if you argue that they had a choice, the other choice wasn't usable. Still in Edo State, May, there was news of a kidnapped woman that, I think in Ramat Park, that went to the market. She didn't come back home. Her children went online asking for help because the kidnappers had reached out and they were asking for the same 50 million naira. She has a daughter in Canada. The daughter actually reached out online, begged for help. People contributed, people prayed, and all of that. And then it happened that she was found in Delta State, in a hotel in Delta State with her lover. The policemen in the police force in Delta State discovered her in Delta State in a hotel with her lover.
Okay.
These are two situations, two kidnapping situations, but you can't tell me that these situations are different. Somebody will come out there now and say that um, both people had a choice. They are not both the same situation. They are not both the same circumstances. But somebody will come out and say they both had a choice. I think that the word "you always have a choice" is one of those motivational quotes that people will say to sound okay on the surface. But when you really think about it, I don't argue that you don't have a choice, or I won't say that there is no choice. But the place where I stand on this question is always, the choices available, are they actually usable choices?
They are usable, depending on the person that wants to use it.
I'm asking now that the choices available, are they actually usable choices? Because look at Dr. Ibrahim's issues. What choice do they have? Pay or don't pay?
There's an option.
Is an option, yes. But my question is, are they usable choice? Is it the other option? Is it usable? You pay, you get your you have the chance. It's not even like it's guaranteed because at the end of the day, they didn't get the two of them back. You pay, you have the chance of getting your loved ones back. You don't pay, and they are dead. That is not a choice that anybody will want to consider. You can say that it's an option, but that's not a choice that anybody wants to. In fact, first, what is the meaning of choice?
Choice is the act, opportunity, or power of selecting between two or more possibilities.
But now you have options. Can you use those options? That's my stance on this thing. That okay, people always say you always have a choice. You always have a choice. But can you use those options?
Like they said, another man's food is another man's poison. Whatever option you are talking about, if that person has taken that choice or not taking that choice, you not taking that choice, another person else will take it.
If it's not usable, it's the same as not having a choice.
No, you can't say that.
Yes,
As far as there's an option, there is always a choice.
that's what I'm saying. If the option available is not usable, if it's not something, you will argue with me that it's because you don't like. If it's not something that is usable, if it's not an option that can be utilized, that can be explored, it's the same as the person not having a choice. That's where I stand on this.
Oh, that's your own stand.
Yes, that's where I stand. Because if you tell me that I have options and I cannot explore that option, then it's not an option.
So, but you have to take one of the decision inside out of it.
You're not getting me. When the alternative to the other option is not explorable, is not an option to me.
Ah,
Yes.
Maurice, you are going deep in this. All I want to tell you now, there is always a choice. You taking a decision is a choice.
I'll give it some reasons why I don't agree with the fact that you always have a choice is true. I don't agree. I think that's not true. Yes, I will
And
not.
also, me,
I will
I'll
not
give you some
deny.
reasons why some.
I will not deny the fact that there may be options, but I will say that if those options are not explorable, if you cannot explore those options, then you don't have a choice.
Right.
One, a forced decision is not real choice. Imagine a case of threat, a case of war. Decisions that people take at that time, in times of war, are not real choices. They are just trying to survive. Another thing I would say is that power imbalance can affect choices.
Okay. For example,
When the power is not balanced, the stronger party can dictate the outcome of the other person's choice.
okay.
You get it? For example, government versus citizen, parent versus children, employee versus employer.
Okay.
When there is that imbalance there, the stronger person, the stronger one out of them can dictate the choices that you have. And sometimes there's actually no choice left.
But there's an option.
So give me an example.
Example of what you said now.
No,
What's
give
the-
me an example. Like give me a real life scenario, a real scenario where there's imbalanced power and then there are options that are viable for the person to
the
use.
current situation in Nigeria with the youth, we have option to protest
Okay.
against what's happening.
Okay.
Yes. When you protest, the government will hear from us.
Option to protest versus what?
Option not to protest because that's the only option for us to talk about the government.
Okay, let's say that you have a son.
Okay.
Let's say this son is like 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And the son says that he wants to maybe drive a car or he wants to go out on his own,
Of which he knows that he cannot drive a car.
but he wants to do it.
He can't do it because of his age.
Oh, you see now, that's where parent-children dynamics comes in. You as the father, you are the stronger person, so you would determine for him. There are times where parents will determine the cost that their children will study in school because they are the one paying. Because they are the one paying the fees. That's where it comes in. Power dynamics. This person is stronger than this one. So this person makes the decision for this one.
Okay, now you're saying
And that person obviously did not have an option. You do not have a choice. Even if you have options, you cannot make the choice.
no. I won't agree with that. Having limited choice doesn't mean you don't have a choice.
It
You
doesn't
can
mean
choose
you
not
don't.
to go to imagine a job situation. You can choose to quit a job. You can choose not to quit a job, or even when you choose the job, you can face the thing on it. So there's
Okay.
always a choice for it.
I'm coming. That one you just said, that was what I said when I explained that when you're trying to survive or when there are choices that you have to make. I said that imagine a man that has children, he has rent to pay, he has family to take care of, he has a lot of things to do,
Yeah.
and he wants to quit his job. If he doesn't have something else to fall back on, he cannot quit his job. It's a different case when you are probably a single person trying to put life together, and then you don't have any responsibility. You can choose to quit your job even if you don't have another job. But if that man that does not have another job quit his job, what is he going to fall back to? What is his family going to
Yeah,
rely
that's what we
on?
are saying now. He has taken an option. There's one thing you should know. There's something that makes us human. It's for us taking decisions. It gives us that freedom.
You're not getting me. I'm saying when options are available, but you cannot take that option, it's the same thing as when you don't have a choice.
No.
It's just the same
Not
thing as I
using
said
the word
now.
not having a choice.
Okay, there's the
like you
option.
don't.
See, there's the option of your son to actually leave the house by himself. Why would you not let him leave the house by himself?
Because he's still a kid.
And then you make the decision for him.
And yeah, that's the choice I made.
You made, not him.
That yeah, definitely. What I'm trying to tell you, there is that meaning that there is a choice in having option. As far as there's alternative,
You are not
there is a
getting
choice.
me. I'm trying to tell you that there may be options, but if the person cannot make use of that option, then it's the same as not having a choice.
No,
It's the same thing. Your son does not have a choice.
it does.
He wants to go out. You won't let him go out. He does not have a choice but to stay in the house.
Staying in the house meaning is an option for him to stay there.
No, it's not his choice.
It's his choice.
It's not his choice to stay back. It's his choice that he wants to go out. But you as a parent have said, no, you are not going out. It's not a choice. There is option of staying back home and going out. But he wants to go home. He cannot make that choice because his father has said no. Because his father is the stronger party here.
All right. I'm not saying that we all start from the same place. What I'm saying that regardless of the circumstances, we still make a choice. I know there are choices that are not easy. There are choices that are painful. There are choices that are limited. But at the same time, I still stand the chance that we always have a choice.
I get you. But I'm saying now that we are finding a middle ground. So we are agreeing that there are options.
Okay.
We're agreeing that there are options. But what we are now saying is that there are sometimes that circumstances or things like poverty, social class, one thing or the other, make those options not usable. Make even when these options are available, there's no freedom to make a real choice. So I agree that I think that would agree that in situations like that, you will not say that those people had a choice. Just like with the case of Dr. Ibrahim and his brother's kidnap, you will not say that they had a choice. The other woman had every choice to close from the market that day, go home to be with her family. But Dr. Ibrahim and his brother did not have real choice because they were in their house when they were taken and ransom asked for. You get it? So I'm saying that there are situations where even if options are available, these options may not really be usable for the persons that they are available to. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of the Talk Your Mind podcast.
And we went somewhere.
We really did. And I hope that you get to think and think deep about the choices that you have, the choices that you make, and the freedom that exists within those choices. If you enjoyed this week's episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, because when you do these things, it helps this podcast get to more people. We really want more people in these conversations.
Drop your thought on the comment section. Did you agree with Lois or you agree with me? Or you changed your mind?
And if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, Don't hesitate to let us know. We are always listening.
Don't forget to follow us on all our social platforms. Turn off the notification bell. Until next week,
Talk
talk
your
your
mind.
mind.